Thinking back to when Mary and I headed out of South Africa, August in 2021, it was like a lot of excitement that, almost like a kid, with the wonder of going into Botswana, because what you read so much about, and there's so many documentaries about it, and heading out into Botswana. It almost was like, Christmas morning for us. And on the second morning in Botswana, Mary had an accident, and the bungee cord, she's pulling on the bungee cord, the far end let loose, and it was fully stretched and directly into her eye. Rush off to Francistown, really found a specialist there, thankfully, one of the best in the nation actually, and got some immediate attention. And so right off the bat, all this excitement, and all of a sudden, this just terrible injury that she suffered. It felt like almost immediately like, wow, we have this big hardship, and should we be even doing this? Look how bad it got right away. And so yeah, it was quite distressful at the start of the journey. You really have to be self-reliant and think about what you're being told, and where you can reach out to folks that And so in this case here, we knew a surgeon in South Africa, the late Stan Weekly, God bless him, and we recorded the conversations and we sent them to him, and he was evaluating the information for us as well, and helped us feel some comfort in what we were hearing, and also what the next steps were to take. So you just can't let yourself into the medical system and go with whatever, and it's thankful we didn't. Thankful we had Stan, and with that we were able, I think, really to take the right steps that we wouldn't have if we just listened to what we were being told. Yeah. So Mary and I have been, together for 8 months, 7 months on the road and about a month in Cape Town getting ready. Her mom's 90th birthday was coming up in June, so she was thinking of heading off too early to go and spend some time with her mom for the 90th, and come back sometime probably in July. So take a few months, spend some time in Seattle with her family. Things that really stand out for us during this time was Christmas in Namibia at this great Omakarutu. We had it's an awesome campsite. We had it to ourselves for Christmas. I mean, we'll never forget that Christmas. It was very unique. And then, the traveling through Kakaland and Damaraland, and the meeting the Damara people and spending a lot of time with them, and then into the remoteness of, northwest Namibia, and the vastness and the seclusion, and we really love that. And just that traveling through very remote, self-sufficiency, that brought us a lot of happiness. We met these folks at the Kleberg Ranch outside of Windhoek. They became dear friends, and we went there 3 times in Namibia. We were there for 5 months, and I think all together probably spent a month with them on their game ranch, and just being with them and helping out. And then when Mary left, I continued to stay there and worked on the ranch because I just enjoyed the environment, the company, the folks that work there. Traveling alone is difficult in some ways, because you're the navigator, and you're doing all the activities to keep the vehicle going, and you're doing all the food prep, and you're doing all the car maintenance and all the route finding, and you have to talk with everyone, where Mary and I could share all these tasks before. Now everything's on me, and I'm like, how am I going to do this? Will it work? How can I do it? And can I be good alone? Can I enjoy myself alone? So I was going through this period of adjustment. It took a few weeks, but when I entered Zambia, several weeks after Mary left, I went into Zambia, and I think just really found my stride. And I think part of it is the Zambian people. In Namibia, there's not as many folks to interact with, especially as I went north into northern Namibia before I left into Zambia. And all of a sudden, I'm in Zambia. I'm staying in villages in Zambia. I am going way off the beaten track, just following the border with the Congo all the way up the border with the Congo over to the northern border of Zambia and the Congo, and just traveling through, these, great environments to Ndola Bay. And during this time, you're very close to the people. You're traveling very slow. There are no campgrounds. I would set off in the morning knowing that there's no campgrounds because I'm taking a route that's going to be slow. It's out of the way, and something will come up. I will find a place to stay. I'll get to talk with folks as I go because of the nature of the way I'm traveling, and just found so much joy in that, and discovered really a part of myself that I didn't really know existed. So I dealt with it by just being really letting it happen and just discovering and letting me be me. One example, I was in Tanzania and came into this place, Rukuma. It's way off the beaten track. You go through the Bamboo Valley, you're on Lake Tanganyika. I come in at dark, find this hotel that someone had mentioned to me on the track as I was going through the Bamboo Valley. And I pull in, I just camp right in front of the hotel with, of course, the permission of the owner, and take up a conversation with a local person who spoke very good English, asked what I was up to. I told him I was headed to Kigoma to go to Gombe National Park. It's a long drive the next day. He says, "May I join you?" It only took about 2 seconds to assess, is this someone I will travel with all day? Yes. You're welcome. Meet me in the morning. We go meet his family in his village. He ended up being a councilman of the village for 5 years, well known. Of course, didn't know any of this when I said yes. But the next morning, as I see him interacting with all the people in the area, realize, this is a very well-known man. And we traveled all day together. We were like brothers. He's much like I am. We'd stop. There's a celebration over here. Should we go? He's like, we're looking at each other. Should we go? Yes. It was Pentecostal day. We go to the celebration outside this church, watch the dancing and the music, and here I am with my new friend, Ushiri, and we travel 12 hours all day together. And he speaks great English. And so I learned so much in this interaction with him, and I just enjoy his company. And we are in touch to this day, and someday I will take Mary to meet him. As we are today, my best friend, the man I have known for 50 years, since I was 14, he arrives tomorrow. We are going to explore South Africa for a while, maybe go to Lesotho, and then go into Zimbabwe for a month. I've not been to Zimbabwe yet, so it'll be a new experience for me, as would Lesotho. And then in July, Mary joins, takes his spot in the truck, and do a little bit, and then we head off to Madagascar with our backpacks for 3 months. And then we'll come back, return to the truck, go to Namibia, go see Boyke and Lizette at the Kleberg.
Thank you so much for joining us on our journey, sharing our films and following us. And if you would like to see more, please click on the link below, and we'd love you to contribute through Patreon.